Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Part of game is knowing your environment. Now, shout out Master Teacher BGS for establishing the 4 basics of game. Your environment is first, where are you? And then of course, your bait, drawing the woman to you, your conversation with the woman, and then ultimately sex. But your environment, that you got to know your environment. You got to know where you are, because, and I talked about this on another video, I can't remember which one, I do so many, but this is a general theme. Because if you in a club, like say you meet a woman in a nightclub, talking about religion or politics probably is not going to work. That's the wrong environment for it. But then when you in a church or some other spiritual institution, talking about what happens at a strip club is probably not the right thing. You know, you got to know where you at. When you on a job, that's important. Now, that's a major one, because a lot of guys get caught up with the whole Me Too thing and harassment, possible harassment or something like that. Now, in general, like on a job in general, don't mess with a woman. But, you know, the reality is many couples start out on a job. But even there, you got to know your environment. See, you got to know your environment in order to know how to move in that environment. You know, like if you're on a job, you can't say the same things you would on the street. And then I'm going to tell you what, it goes beyond even just specific environments, but where you at the time. What can you do? Like I remember this older player, he had said this. He had said, you know, if you, a target rich environment is a yoga studio. He used the word target rich. It's target rich, right? Okay, you go there. He said, look, you don't have to talk to, you don't have to try to approach every woman. You could just sit there and just chill, just do yoga. The women will come to you. But why did he say it like that? In that environment, a man is going to be one of the few men. One of the worst things he could do is, like, as soon as he get there, be like, hey girl, you're a big fine woman, you know, whatever. But here's the thing. In that environment, you have many women, fewer men. It's better to let them come to you for the simple reason that a lot of them will be checking you out. You might go for one woman, she could reject you or something, and then the other ones are seeing that. Nah, just in that environment, you don't have to be. You got to be like more chill. But say you're in a different type of environment where there are fewer women, many men. Okay, many men are checking her out. So you're gonna have to do something different in order to get that woman. You gotta stand out. See, you gotta know what's the sit rep, what's the situation, what's going on at that time, no matter where you at. What's appropriate to say in one moment, but not appropriate to say in another moment. And then, you know, that environment, I've been talking about social class and all of that. What environment are you in? If you're in a lower class environment, you know, if you're in a lower class environment, like if you're dealing working class, lower class, if you're dealing with the women, you gotta be more direct. You gotta be more direct. If you're in certain lower class areas and you hesitate and you indirect, shoot, they clown you. You gotta be like, hey, what's up? What's up? Just tell them straight up. You know? Just tell them straight up. It's like, hey, look, you fine. Like I remember where I used to live, we had a nice male lady come by the place. I didn't try to play on some, this bringing a male. I was like, damn, he's fine. I was like, boom, right on it. Yeah, if we run into each other, but she was working class. So it was just like, oh, boom. But if I'm in a more upper class environment, you can't be coming too rough. You got to come with some more suaveness, some more subtlety, you know? So you got to know where you are. Also, you got to know if the women in whatever environment you're in are going to be receptive. That's an important thing, Because you can go in one environment, the women are ultra receptive, another one, they ultra defensive. So you always got to know where you are. See, a lot of times, a lot of guys say, oh, just talk, just approach. But it depends on where you are, what's appropriate, what's the moment, what's the circumstances. You always have to think, okay, because seriously, it's like the example I use. If you're in a club, you can't be talking politics or religion. But if you're in a church, you can talk religion. If you're at a political event, you can talk politics. And that's important. See, one of the things is if you playing, let's put it like this. Here's a great analogy. If you playing chess, you have to know the board. You got to know what the board is. You got to know where every piece is. And you got to be thinking about it. It's the same thing if you in an environment with many women. Or here's something. Say you're in a gym or something. All right, you checking out the ladies. First of all, you got to say, okay, I can't be just walking up on them and staring at them. You might be on a TikTok video. But, everybody, the women, men and women are checking each other out on the low. All right, you see 3 different women in there that you're trying to holler at. Now, sometimes you can't be like just blatant and just start talking to each one of them. You got to say, okay, she's on this machine, is she on this machine? Okay, you got to start thinking about it. Okay, this piece is right here. All right. Okay, let me walk by, just say hi real quick. This other piece over here. Okay, I can talk to her now. And something like that. You got to look at everything. That's very important. That's very important. Or if you, any social circle you in, you got to know the dynamics. Also, too, you got to know where everyone else is on the board. You got to know where everyone else is on the board. So say you in a social, okay, here's an example. I'll use the work example. I'm going to shout out Cousin T-Talk because he talks about the office fuck file. As soon as you go to a new job or something, one of the things I would do is just sit back and just pay attention. I would be real quiet. Every single job I've been on, all 1,000, I would be real quiet. I would never come in like, yeah. I'd be like real quiet. Because on multiple jobs, people say, I thought you were just quiet at first till I got to know you. I was like, no. Because whenever I go on a job, I just stay real quiet and look at the politics. It's like, okay, yeah, those two messing with each other. No, those two don't like each other. All the women's heads seem to turn when that dude walk in the room. That dude trying to holler at every woman, but they kind of... So you just sitting back and like, okay, that's the situation here. And then you paying attention to the behavior of the women themselves. It's like, oh, some of them are friendly, some of them are stand up. Okay. Then boom, boom, boom. But you got to know that. You got to know what environment you're in, no matter what, neighborhoods, everything. And of course, that applies to life itself. But I talk about men getting women on here. Y'all pay attention to that more. I could say the same thing on my Deep Thought channel and only get like 500 views. So I was like, I'll talk about the man gets woman aspect here. So anyway, know your environment. That's the very key. Because that's where you got to start off everywhere. You got to know how to move in whatever particular environment. Then you got to know the chess pieces in that environment. All right. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.